Today we're making a pool cue stand. Check it out.
So I had a nice big bit of sapele left over from another project, and the first step was to get it to the thickness I wanted, which was about 40mm for the base. I had initially planned to do this on the lathe, but my lathe is so rubbish, my lathe tools are so rubbish, I decided it's just easier to cut it out. So I put it on the bandsaw. My bandsaw struggled a bit cutting this sort of thickness, especially in the circle. I've not got the right blade. The blade's been on there about 6 months, it's probably pretty blunt by now. But I didn't have any money to buy a new one, so I cut it into a circle, put it on the spindle sander to get it perfectly round, or as near to perfect as I could. This is what it looked like once I've got it perfectly round. Ignore the line on it, that's just there from whatever I was doing before with it. But yeah, it's pretty close to being perfectly round. Using the router to put a round over on it, probably should have drilled the holes first, but you guys know that that's my favourite part, so I was a bit over enthusiastic and did it straight away. I was using an old pool cue for the main stand, so I had to measure the diameter to make sure I drilled the right size hole in the base. I found this old pool ball that I acquired at a bar in the Trafford Centre some years ago, and I thought, a little bit of sentimental value behind it, might as well use it. I know a lot of people would have preferred me using an 8 ball or a 9 ball, but I didn't have one. I'm now drilling a hole for the main stand to sit in. The size of the stand, the diameter was 32mm, and I either had a 30 or a 35mm drill bit. I decided to use the 30 and then file down the butt of the stand of the old cue because I wanted a tight fit. This is the base with the hole drilled out. I did do a test fit, but like I said, I knew it was going to be a couple of mil too small, so the next step was to start filing down the butt. I thought that white bit at the end might have come off, but I tried and I couldn't get it to come off. So like I say, I carried on with filing until it fit nicely. So rather than filing the butt of the stand all the way down 2mm, I decided to sand that down by roughly 1mm and then sand the inside of the hole about a millimetre as well. So I was doing a bit of both because filing was taking ages. The spindle sander had a spindle absolutely perfect fit. So after marking it all out, which took ages and gave me a proper headache, it shouldn't have done really, it's relatively simple maths, but I was having an off day clearly. I just drilled down just to the depth of the main bit of the Forstner head. So I didn't show any of the process of making the top holder section of it because it was exactly the same as making the base. I just thicknessed another piece slightly more, so it was a little bit thinner. I didn't want it to obviously be top heavy because then it just fall over all the time. You'll see shortly that I made a bit of a mess of this for no reason at all. I'll explain that in a minute. So I designed it so the cues could just slot in and out of that top holder, and the test cue I was using did, but I've forgotten something quite important which I will come on to. I'm just sanding it out just to make it a little bit neater, get rid of some of the burn marks from the Forstner bit. So this is the dry fit, and as you can see it works perfectly, but what I've forgotten is the cue I was testing it with was a shorter cue than standard, so it was slightly thinner in line with the top holder. So when I came to put a full size cue in, it was too fat, so I cut out here like this, and as you can see it just looks atrocious. So I created another one, which you'll see in a minute, and for some reason I could not work out the best place to drill the holes. Completely messed it up again. As you can see, the holes, there's no even spacing at all, and there's not enough room for the final hole. I don't even know what I did. I don't know how I made the calculation. Anyway, here's the finished top holder bit, and as you can see I've designed it now so they can just slot in over the top. I didn't realise this until I was putting it together. I could have just used the original one if I was going to do that and slotted the cues in over the top, but like I said, I was having an off day. I like it better this way anyway, and here it is finished. I give it 2 coats of True Oil. I wanted a relatively natural finish, and it works out really well. It does need, I would say, a weight in the bottom of the base, because although it's not top heavy, it doesn't fall over. If you take your cue out in a bit of a hurry, or if there's a cue that's a little bit of a tight fit, you know, like wider cues, not American 9-ball cues, it can pull it over sometimes. It's not a major deal, but it's just something I'll probably go back to eventually. I'd ideally like to put another pull ball in the bottom as a weight, but that means buying a cue ball or a pull ball of some kind. So thanks for watching. Click like, share, subscribe, and if you want to be notified when I post a video, which at the moment seems to be quite often, I'm trying to get a couple up a week, then click that little bell thing and you'll get a notification every time I do. Thanks for watching, take it easy, speak soon.